Hey folks, my name is Jitain. I run at Mathela. We sell chai and coffee inspired from teas and coffees from around the world. So I'm going to talk about the inspiration behind Mathela, and it has in the narration of it has a coalition twist, because 2 years ago when the first coalition was about to happen, Laura called me up and said, will you set up the Mathela there? And in the process I discovered that the name of Laura's company was Do One Thing. And that's really funny to me because, up to that point of time in life, I did many things. I had 4 parallel ventures running at that point of time. And I felt life was too short to do just one thing. But to explain the entire story, I'm going to go back 20 years. This is not me, this is old folks. But I used to sit just like them at chai shops in Ahmedabad when I was in university. And in Ahmedabad I learned 2 things. One, that I really love chai. I really, really love chai, and I love sitting on the street drinking chai. But the other thing that I realized was that I wanted a life goal that was bigger than just making money. And I didn't have the answers to what the life goal was, but I wanted something. And to find answers, I went to Auroville. On the right side is the hut. I lived in an organic farming community called Solitude and learned to work with the earth. But I also learned, I'm going really slow. Okay, I'm just going to ignore the pictures and tell my story. So I learned to work with the earth and learn to respect nature. And as an urban person who lives in apartments, I've never really lived with nature like that. So I learned that. But I also met people there that inspired me to live a life of travel and learning through life. So going back to the picture before this, I came back to Delhi later on to study design, and one of the projects sent me to a home for street kids. And there I kind of learned about humility, because I met a lot of kids with very different background. And it's humbling because you realize that you've had a lot more than they have, and all of that, I think you get the drift. After that, but from Auroville, I picked up this travel path that I kind of wanted to live out. So when design school finished, I started traveling. And I think back to a few pictures ago, I started after design school, started traveling and started cycling and motorcycling around the country. And at that point of time, there weren't too many people doing it, so I got hired to start to do motorcycling tours for people, leading tours for people. I started traveling, and one thing led to the other. I was hired by a company in the UK to design tours to go around the world, motorcycle tours to go around the world. And some pictures ago, again, I learned about chai, and I learned about tea the British way with cold milk there. But came back to India, got hired again. So I got hired to work for a company which kind of sent me to China. I just inadvertently learned more about tea as a culture, history, as just how tea is in China. Came back to India again and again for a design project, got hired by a tea estate in Darjeeling, and went to Darjeeling and learned more about tea from an Indian perspective. All that was, and at some point I went to Vietnam, and by the time I was in Darjeeling, I got really serious into tea, and I kind of really started studying tea and reading about it and things like that. And I thought, I think I found just something to call my passion on the side, and I kind of got into tea. I went to Vietnam, I discovered coffee. That really kind of changed me, because I really fell in love with this Vietnamese iced coffee, which is on the menu for those of you who know Mathela. And it felt like adultery, because I was I just discovered I'm a chai person, and suddenly now I'm liking coffee. A few months later, I traveled to Europe. I actually took a break and I went traveling, and I discovered people making Turkish coffee at home, people using mocha pots to make proper espressos at home. And so, in India growing up, I kind of thought of coffee as Nescafe vending machine. And to kind of see the rituals and the culture of coffee kind of opened a new thing for me. I came back to India, I started a design studio. We needed furniture for the design studio. Carpenters weren't working out for us. And so I'd learned to work with my hand before at Auroville and at Karamar. And I said, okay, effort, I'll just do it myself. And I went and bought tools and I started making furniture for myself. Sometimes later we were hiring people, and this respect for labor, respect for doing small things on your own instead of needing an office boy to do because it's too lowly for you, sort of thing. We started getting new employees to make chai for everybody as part of the induction process. And then it wasn't like just chai, it was like whatever drink you want to make. And this is the design office, the Jagmug Thela hasn't happened yet. And so we actually started learning about more types of teas and coffee that people made in their homes, because whoever came made it differently, did it different way. And so all this while we I'm just learning about tea without really intending to learn about tea or coffee. And at one point, well, actually I'll just jump to this. This is the first day of the Thela. We made the thing ourselves. So we did when the Thela happened, we did the carpentry ourselves, built the Thela. All the teas were teas that I had collected from my travels and coffees. And it just kind of felt like it was meant to be. We got popular, we kind of scaled up, we kind of lammed up a little bit. But two lessons from the entire story. One is that no matter where you are in the world, people drink tea and coffee and they like to be outdoors socially doing it. Everything else is a modern consumeristic construct. And finally, the last slide is that we now have queues of like 30, 40 people waiting in a line to get a cup of tea when there are other tea and coffee vendors, which is very flattering and humbling. But really, when I'm there and I'm thinking about it, and I'm going back to that thing about do one thing that Laura had, and I kind of thought, oh, that doesn't make sense. And now all I do is Jagmug Thela, that's the only one thing I do. And I realized that I had to do so many different things in my life. So many different things. I mean, what you saw here was like maybe 1/4 of the list of things I've done. To learn and to experience, and then all those things, pieces just come together when you don't know it, and it forms into something that, for me, is Jagmug Thela. You find kind of that one thing, and it happens. So don't worry about whether you want to do, if you know the one thing that you want to do or not. Do as many things as you can, and when you're not looking, that one thing will come and find you.